Hi everyone, welcome back. Today we're in the Sims 4 again doing another build, but today I felt like doing another community lot since for some reason now I suddenly want to build community lots, but today's one I felt like doing a wedding venue just because I don't play the gameplay very often, so I don't really marry my Sims very often either, but whenever I do I'm not really the wedding venue's fine, but I felt like doing my own version. So obviously went into the game and picked this random lot and went from there. I obviously searched up wedding in the search bar and used the items that came up there, and then went from that. So I ended up going for a pretty basic wedding outlook design, and it's really just for weddings. You could really use this lot for. Except the building where they hold the reception, it could be turned into another space. I think it's just kind of an empty room where you put chairs in, so you'll see what I mean. But it's kind of, so obviously you've got the aisle part here. It's obviously an outdoor aisle. I added some flowers and some pretty basic chairs just to create that look, and then obviously we have the platform, which is where obviously they get actually married, and added some trees around there just to make it a bit more pretty, so it wasn't just some random platform with an archway on it. It's a little bit more there. Didn't really know what else to put on the platform, so I just added some flowers and a table. I feel like there might be a table there. I haven't actually gone to many weddings, not that old yet, so I haven't had as many opportunities as some people. But so I just added a table. I feel like you probably have the book that you sign or whatever here, and then I wanted some more archways. I actually thought I would use more romantic garden stuff than I actually did. For some reason when I went into this I thought, oh yeah, I'll use that pack a lot. Actually didn't. So I mean, end up using a lot of cats and dogs actually. I think I was in that world. Was I in that world? I can't remember. I think I picked that world, so that's probably why. Then I just add a little pond, so there's something there. Obviously, so you pick this wedding venue because there's a nice pond or something next to it. I don't really know. Whereas I had that empty space, so I didn't want to make the reception part quite big. I probably should have, because I ended up having to put the dance floor outside, and I was like, well, you would put that there and then you could take it away, kind of thing, something that you hire out. But I mean, I probably should have put one inside, yeah. I don't know. So we're moving on to the reception part now, and I just add 3 tables joined together because we don't really have a very long table in The Sims, and then I end up using the Get Famous chairs, just because I thought they were quite good for a wedding venue. Obviously got the main chairs for the bride and groom, and the other ones were the more the important people they have up there. And then obviously you've got your tables. I originally wanted to use square ones, but I thought the round ones actually looked a bit better. And then I thought if I used square ones as well, this room would end up feeling quite square. Obviously you've got just that shape, and then the main tables was like a rectangle, so I thought let's add some other shapes and add a round table. It doesn't really matter, but in my head it did. And then I end up using those Christmas light trees that I've never actually used ever, but I thought they were perfect for this build for some weird reason. I wanted to have a lot of outdoor lights, just because you could still use it at night time and stuff, and it's bright. So I made sure I had some lighting and stuff for the outside, and then so I don't really know why, but yeah. And then also the inside, I ended up using these fairy lights on the walls. Just I wanted a mural behind there, but then I couldn't find one that worked, so I ended up using these fairy lights and just added them around the place, because you actually would probably have some fairy lights stuff hanging from the walls. And then I add big round windows and stuff, and I changed the layout a bit. Not layout, I added an extra room to the build, just so it's not, so you just there's a bit of an entrance, so it's kind of a bit like a church, looks a bit church-looky, but so I ended up, I mean, it's not a church, but it's a wedding, so you kind of have to have that kind of theme with it. And ended up going for just a stone roof and stone walls and blah blah blah, and then added these like rounded windows. I ended up using the new industrial kit. Actually thought this would like the windows and doors actually good for this design that I was going for. So I don't really have like a set design, but it went with the theme I ended up like going with. So obviously this gold and white theme. I thought that, yeah. Obviously we don't have any curtains for those windows though, so that kind of pissed me off, but it is what it is. And I ended up just adding tons and tons of plants, just because I didn't know what else to put, so I thought just to fill up the space, just add tons of flowers and go from there. But that's basically the inside done. And then obviously the outside, I just add 2 dance floors, join them together, and then I have the island living, like, I don't remember what they're called. They're like these things right here that cover. I don't actually know what they're called. Like just covering area thing. We'll call it that. Sorry if I do, you're probably screaming at the screen right now because you know what they're called. But I end up using those so there's some cover underneath, over top of the dance floor, and then had a DJ kit because what else are you meant to put? And then obviously moved on to the pond, just added, some plants so you don't see the boundary. Obviously because we've got these new pond settings, you don't really need the boundary. You obviously can't see the boundary, like obviously before it was like a white line, but I still like to add some plants just to hide it. But it's not as bad as it was. And just make the pond all pretty with pink flowers in it. Obviously go the same, add tons of lights. Obviously going back to the lights thing to add all that kind of stuff in. And added some lights to add to the altar and stuff, so yeah. I don't really know why it was important. I don't know if you would get married at night, but if you do, you do. But just adding the final details now, so just gotta paint everything and add flooring and blah blah blah. I think I'm gonna wrap it up here. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you again soon with another video. Bye.